Hello fellow gamers, welcome to Azreality Gaming. My name is Dustin, and today we're going to be talking about collecting tips for retro video games in 2022. We all know the market has been crazy lately and prices have been spiking up a lot, so we want to be able to give you guys some really good ideas on how to save some money and find the things that you're looking for. So with that being said, let's get into it. First tip for you guys is get on Facebook and look for some retro gaming groups that you can join. If you do a quick site for like retro video games, buy, sell, things like that, there's probably 100 of them that you can join. Don't just look for ones in your area, spread out across the US. And a lot of times in these things you'll find really good deals on games. I've gone through, joined several of them myself. What I like about them is while you're getting them at a more reasonable price sometimes, of course there's an occasional one that's way too expensive, you're going to be able to get these things without paying a lot of overhead on them. Meaning, they're not charging you tax on them unless they're a business, so you're getting them tax-free. So if you live in a state like I do in Washington, where they charge 10% tax, that can be a significant chunk of change that you're spending on a more expensive game, or even a modern game. $50, that's $5 more bucks. I'm stingy, so that $5 is a big deal. So if I can save any money on that, I will. A lot of times also they'll do free shipping. If shipping's included in their price, take advantage of that. And then just search for these things. You can really find some good stuff. Always kind of filter by, maybe the newest post, but don't be afraid to look through the sections a little bit more, because sometimes you'll find stuff that people just passed over and they're still for sale. So always reach out to the person and ask if it's still available. Number two, if you've got local game stores in your area, get to know them a little bit. Go in, be a regular customer, ask them questions, talk to them about video games, show your interest level in what you're collecting. And a lot of times they'll remember you and they'll recognize you. Sometimes you can get them to maybe give you a wish list, and you'll be able to, maybe they'll look for the items for you, or if they do get them in, they'll alert you and give you a call. That's a great opportunity there. Another thing too with that is don't be afraid to ask for discounts. Now if you only buy $20 worth of stuff, no. But occasionally I'll go in and I'll buy $100 worth of like NES common stuff. And so why not ask for it? Like, hey, would you give me these for instead of 10% off or something like that? A lot of times they will. Number three, kind of staying on the trend of stores and things like that. Pawn shops are another really great place. Thrift stores and Goodwills and things like that are popular too. But they're starting to really be smart on their stock, and so you don't find as many good deals or even inventory at all. So I would definitely suggest looking at pawn shops. Find ones in the area that sometimes they just don't care about the older games, like the PS1s are slid in with the CDs or things like that. The carts are just kind of laying around. You might find some good deals. Earlier last year, I found Super Smash Brothers for the GameCube for only $2 or $3. So, it is possible to find deals at them. Just stay consistent, stay with them. And don't be afraid to shop around in the different places. Find the one that works for you. Also in the theme of stores, Gamestop, believe it or not, has some good deals. If you go into a store, get to know who the manager is or the people that work there, and ask them about some of their like PS3s or their Xbox 360 stuff that might be behind the counter. They don't always put them up front, they don't always have space for them, but they do get them in trade-ins, and sometimes you can find some pretty good deals on some games that, maybe you didn't think you wanted a PS3 game, but it's there, and if it's a good deal, grab it, snag it up. I've been able to buy like a Disgaea 2, I think it was $10, something like that, and that's well worth more than that. It's like $30 or something like that. So it does pay to ask them about that. Okay, next up, speaking on like PS3 games, like why would I be buying PS3? This is retro video games, Dustin. What's going on with that? Well, the next idea is don't collect the hot shit, right? If everybody else is collecting it, and then you're getting that FOMO sensation, fear of missing out, don't give in to that. Collect things that you like, obviously, and things that you want, but if it's the great hotness right now, like GameCubes, N64s, and PS1 games, sometimes even PS2 games, just pass them over. They'll do this, and then they'll come, narrow back out a little bit. One that's, staying hot still, unfortunately, is NES games, especially the more expensive ones. They keep rising up in prices, so, moderate as you can. The older ones don't always go down, we're finding out. But this is a great opportunity to start looking at those PS3 games, those PS2 games. Heck, even some Xbox 360 games, especially if you're looking for like the horror genre, RPG genre, things like that, fighting games, the three main ones that a lot of collectors like. And just start scouting some of those out, because there's some great games on those systems, and you can still snag them at very reasonable prices. Heck, I would even say PS4 in the next couple of years is going to be considered retro. So it's already second generation console. well, PS5's out now, so start considering those. We're seeing a decline in the prices. GameStop will start putting them out in their $10 bin or buy 2 for 5 kind of a deal. Snag those up because they're gonna be harder to find later on because people are gonna have nostalgia for them and they're gonna want them. Another idea, if you live in a bigger city or a city that is very active in the retro community, is find some local swap meetups or trade events, things like that. A lot of times people will put some on, and you can find these from Facebook groups a lot of times as well. So make sure to check and join your local Facebook groups for any kind of information about that. Another one to keep an eye out for is the price charting system online. A lot of people don't like it because it's they don't like the prices or whatever it might be, but it is a good tool to be able to find some deals. There is the extra, I think it's a $6 subscription fee now to be able to be a premium member, and you can get access to the eBay deal scanner or the deal alert system that they've got in place, which kind of aggregates, goes through, and you can kind of customize what you want to look for, and it looks for any kind of games that are almost going to be sold or just about to be sold based upon the actual auction timer left, and lets you know if there's any kind of price differences, 5% sale or 10% sale. A lot of different options you can put in there to customize it. I've actually used it a few times and found some good deals on some things I like. So it's a great way to scan all of the eBay system that, as an individual, we can't have that many windows open, not that I can, to be scanning eBay for all the different games and systems that you might want. So that's another good one to do if you want to pay $6 a month. It used to be free before they added in that subscription model, but $6 isn't that bad to be able to save on it. Try it 1 month and see. I am, of course, in no way sponsored by Price Charting. They're their own system. I'm just telling you what I use and what works for me. Also on price charting, if you go into the marketplace part of it, which is free to normal users, a lot of options to be able to search through that. I constantly look through for NES games since I'm going in alphabetical order. The cool thing about it is, again, there's no tax on this unless they're a business, but the system doesn't charge tax that way. And shipping is included. So that might adjust the price a little bit, but I found some really good deals on some of these games looking in the marketplace there. So be sure to check that out. Also, if you find somebody that sells something that you like, click on their name and look and see what kind of rating they have, but also they have other stuff for sale. A lot of times you can bundle some things together, message the person, you might be able to get a better deal out of it that way. At least, worth trying. Okay, well there you have it, all the tips and tricks that I use when I'm searching for video games in the current day and age of 2022, and hopefully for the years beyond. What do you think? What do you guys use when you guys are out there game hunting? Do you have any tips or tricks that I didn't mention here? Please leave them in the comment below. Of course, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, game hunting, game reviews, retro type stuff, give a subscribe there, because I do these content about once every week. And remember, be excellent to each other, keep on gaming, and we'll see you guys next time.